Welcome to a quick talk on getting back to eating right, where we'll talk about what a plant-based diet is, where to start, and why it's beneficial for cancer survivors. My name's Carrie Smith. I'm an oncology certified registered dietitian with Duke Raleigh Cancer Center. I have 10 years of experience guiding patients nutritionally throughout their cancer journey. I'm one of the many registered dietitians who specialize in cancer-specific nutrition who are available to you, the patient, throughout the Duke Health system. Now, how should I eat? There's an abundance of well-meaning nutrition information available out there. It can be really confusing and even overwhelming to try to make sense of all of it. You may find that the information can oppose itself, and you may be wondering, what should I be doing? You may have had the side effects of your cancer or the treatment that caused you to eat different from the way that you usually eat. You may have had to eat different types of foods, restrict some foods from your diet because they didn't agree with you, or drink nutrition supplements just to get by and maintain your nutrition during your treatment. If you're still struggling with any of these issues, you should reach out to the dietitian at your center to help. If, however, you're feeling better and eating well, it's important to focus on nutrition that will fuel your body and to help prevent cancer recurrence and other chronic diseases such as diabetes and heart disease. So you're asking yourself, how do I get back on track? You may feel very far from a healthy diet and a way of eating, and that's okay. Building healthy habits really does take time. And you've heard it before, but it's definitely true. Positive change builds on itself. It's important to make changes at a slow pace so that they really stick. It'll help those changes feel more natural in your everyday life, and the chances are that you'll stick with it. You may be asking what changes you can be making to what you eat now that you've had or are living with cancer. The American Institute for Cancer Research is a trusted source and one that we personally look to for research-based advice to give to you, our patients, on diet and lifestyle. Throughout their research, they have found that the same guidelines that help prevent cancer also help guard against its return. That's not all the good news, though, because by following these guidelines, you're also helping to protect against additional chronic diseases like heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. This organization, the AICR, has outlined 10 things that you can do to lower your cancer risk. We're going to talk about 4 of these here related to diet. The first is to eat a diet rich in whole grains, vegetables, fruits, and beans. These foods are really full of fiber, vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients. What is a phytonutrient? You may have never heard of that word before. They're substances that are found in food that protect the cells of your body from cancer. We also want to aim to eat less fast foods and other processed foods. These foods are high in fat, starches, and sugars. And when you eat too much of these foods, they can cause weight gain, which then increases your risk for cancer. To know if a food is really processed, look at the ingredient list on the food label. Often a highly processed food will have a lot of ingredients, especially ones that you've never heard of before or ones that you cannot pronounce. That is a red flag. Red meats can also increase your cancer risk if you eat too much of them too often. The AICR recommends that you eat no more than 18 ounces of red meat a week. That's a little over a pound. Knowing which meats are red meats can be tricky. Beef, pork, lamb, veal, venison, bison, elk are all considered red meats. Better alternatives are chicken, turkey, and fish. You can even consider picking one day out of the week that you don't eat any meat at all. Have you ever heard of meatless Mondays? There are many other non-meat sources of protein. Nuts, beans, hummus, and lentils are just a few. Along the same lines, you want to cut out as much processed meat as you can. Processed meats mean that they have been smoked, cured, salted, fermented, or have had preservatives added to them. These foods are things such as hot dogs, bacon, sausage, pepperoni, salami, bologna, and other deli meats. However, having an occasional hot dog at a baseball game or a pepperoni pizza with your family for dinner will not increase your cancer risk. Lastly, drinking too much sugar-sweetened beverages can lead to weight gain, and that weight gain again can increase your risk for cancer. So cut back on soda, sports drinks, sweet tea, and other sugary drinks in your diet. And I know this can be really difficult, especially when you're used to grabbing that as your first drink. But try to make a small swaps. Swap out a water for one of those sodas once a day, for example. To see the full list of the AICR guidelines, visit www.aicr.org. Eating a plant-based diet really doesn't have to be that difficult. In fact, it's really simple when you use this plate as a guide. Divide up your plate and fill 2/3 of it with food from plants. Remember what those foods are? Those are fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and beans. What does this look like? It can be a salad topped with lots of vegetables. It could be a serving of roasted vegetables to go along with your meal, a side of fresh fruit, or even a fruit smoothie for breakfast, a side of rice with your meal, slices of whole grain bread with your sandwich, or a bowl of vegetable barley soup. The rest of your plate, the other third, should have protein. This can be animal protein or protein that comes from plants, even if you follow a vegetarian diet. Eggs, chicken, turkey, seafood, and foods made from dairy, such as milk, cheese, and yogurt, are great sources of protein. Beans, lentils, soybeans, quinoa, and nuts are other plant foods that have a lot of good protein in them. Your plate does not have to be this neat and divided, though. One-pot meals are a great way to eat more plant foods. For example, a chicken stir fry has a lot of good vegetables in it. Seafood fajitas, vegetarian chilies with cornbread, maybe some whole grain pasta with chicken and vegetables. These are all examples of one-pot meals and that are very nutritious. Sheet pan meals are really popular right now too. You take a sheet pan and you cook your meat and season your vegetables all on one pan and put it in the oven. The cleanup for this could not be easier. I highly recommend it. Eating healthy doesn't have to require a lot of time-consuming recipes either, with ingredients that maybe you've never heard of and you definitely don't have access to. If you're like me, you want to keep the prep and the cleanup simple and quick as possible. Don't feel like you have to make a big trip to the grocery store to get cooking. Use what you have at home. A great website is recipes.com, and you can search for recipes based on a specific ingredient. It's really neat. Consider doubling your recipes when you're cooking so that you'll have leftovers. I'm a big fan of this. You're more likely to choose a healthy meal if it's ready to go, sitting right in front of you in the refrigerator, and all that you have to do is warm it up. Another key point is to eat the rainbow. What does this mean exactly? The deeper the color of the food, the more phytonutrients it has in it. For example, if you look at spinach and kale, they're more nutritious than iceberg lettuce. That deep green color means a lot. Get creative and make your plate as colorful as possible. Along the same line, aim to eat a wide variety of foods. No single food or nutrient can protect you from cancer or any other disease. Each food has its own special makeup of carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals that makes it unique. And not every food has a complete vitamin, mineral, carbohydrate, fats, and proteins in it. This is why we need to eat a variety of food, because the more variety in your plate, the more complete that your diet is. We really do understand that eating right is an important part of survivorship. The Duke Cancer Institute has many oncology-specific registered dietitians ready to help you. You can call the numbers listed here, depending on the location that you receive your cancer care, and request some more information on meeting with a dietitian there. We really look forward to hearing from you. Lastly, please visit our website to learn more about all the supportive care and survivorship resources that are offered by the Duke Cancer Institute.